Hi guys, what is up? Welcome back to Fishmas. This is a series of videos that I'm uploading for you guys in December, every single day up until Christmas, from the 1st to the 25th. You're going to have a new video every single day to watch, 25 videos, just sort of somewhere between 10 and 15 minutes. Some might be shorter, some might be longer. So if you haven't checked out my other videos, there's plenty of content for you guys to watch. And this episode, or this sort of section of Fishmas, I'm going to basically reflect on the year that I've had in my fishing, and we're going to look back at some of the moments. I'm going to talk to you through some of my favourite bits, and what I'll do is I'll overlay the clip so you guys can see what I'm talking about, and then obviously at the end I'll sort of summarise and give you my plans for next year, which is going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it already. But yeah, if you haven't already, please go down, leave a like and subscribe if you want to see some more fishy content. Let's get into my best moments for 2023. So I have to start off, and I think it goes without saying, about mentioning two people that have been on this journey with me. One more so because he's doing the same sort of thing. Obviously Tom, Chunkster. I just want to say a massive shout out to Tom, and also Callum, because they've become not only fishing buddies and sort of ambassador buddies with Parker Baits, but they've also become good friends of mine, and we speak on a pretty much daily basis. So I just want to say a massive shout out to Tom and Callum. I met them actually on Big Haze when I was at the Parker Baits Social at the start of the year. I think that was early this year. And I knew of Tom because of his YouTube channel. Guys, if you haven't checked out Tom, check him out, Chunkster Fishing. Really top guy, and if you like my videos, you'll love his videos, because don't tell him this, but he's a bit more funnier than me. But yeah, so obviously we just got chatting, you know, like-minded people, not only with the fishing, but making the videos on YouTube as well. And yeah, I just want to say a massive shout out. And one of the sort of earlier trips in the year, we went to Shearwater, and I remember it was an absolute boggy mess. Callum and Tom were doing 2 nights on there. I could only do 1 day, and to be brutally honest with you, I'm quite thankful that I didn't stay overnight. I mean, I would have loved to have fished with them, but it was an absolute boggy mess. They were literally in the trenches. But yeah, Callum bought us all pizza, and I think we all ended up catching some carp. In fact, Callum had a really nice comment out that day that I netted for him. Absolute brilliant. But yeah, again, great laugh, and it's great to meet up with the boys, and that was a great session, and one that I won't forget. So then I would say probably my best session of the year, or my most memorable session of the year. There's 2 that really stand out for certain reasons, and it's not just the fact that I caught 2 30s, and you'd be surprised actually, because this first session that really stands out for me, and I would probably put as my best session, it's going to be close. I'd say it's probably is it my best session of the year? But this session really stood out for me, and it's when we did the Parker Baits Social at St John's. Now, I don't know what happened, but basically we were all given swims. There wasn't many of us there. We didn't have a lake exclusive, but we had a few swims booked. And I was told I was in a certain swim, and I turned up, and I'd been told that, like a day before I was told it changed, and all of a sudden all the research, all the homework, all the plans that I made and did went out the window. But it didn't matter, because I turned up late, I finished early, and I had a hell of a session. This was the first session that I've had in my fishing that I've really thought to myself, you know what, I can do this. I ended up catching a 28 8-pound mirror, which was a PB at the time, and I backed that up with multiple 20 carp, and also the 43-pound 8 cat, which is, I will never forget catching that fish. To this current day, it's the biggest fish I've ever caught. And I just remember the fight it gave me. It was an absolute powerhouse, and it was so fun to play that fish, because I was playing it on a 10.5-foot zig with 10-pound zig line and a size 8 hook. It was an absolute lump, an absolute unit, and to be able to catch that with your mates, you know, Ian Rome was there, Jordan was to my right, I had Jay to my left, Andy was there, you know, and it was just nice to be able to be fishing with those guys and just live that sort of memory with them. So not only did I have a new PB carp that I won't ever forget because it had that yellow patch on it, I also had a 43-pound 8, sorry, was it a 40? Yeah, it was a 43-pound 8 cat. And again, that's just the fight that gave me, and the size of that fish. It's something, again, that I'll never forget. And that was one hell of a session. Like I say, backed it up with another few fish as well. And then another trip that stands out for me, I didn't necessarily do well in this trip. It was the trip that I did to Little Haze. I was on my own. Dave came down to see me, actually. And I was using my little Fox Easy Shelter. and I was hoping for a nice couple of carp, and I ended up catching a 27-pound cat in the middle of the night, which saved my session. And again, that gave me a hell of a fight. I was using my 10-foot rods. It took me right in the reeds in the corner. I remember it was really like, it was pitch black late at night. Thankfully, people weren't fishing a couple of swims down to my right because I would have wiped them out. But I remember just walking. It stripped the line off my spool. Stripped my line off the spool. Like I say, if there was people fishing next to me, it would have wiped them out. But yeah, it was running and running and running, and it was getting to a point where I thought, I need to do something about this. So I put my hand on the spool and I thought, it's either going to snap or it's going to turn the fish. And thank God it turned the fish. And I remember feeling everything through the rod, through the line. I just remember feeling the head turning on the cat, and I was like, brilliant. And pump and wind, pump and wind, pump and wind. Then it done me in the reeds. Then I'm walking out over, like, past my swim, over the reeds, trying to get my rod over the top of the reeds because I've got 10-foot rods and the reeds come out quite far and the cat's in the reeds. Oh, I remember that. That was a hell of a fight, a hell of a fish. And again, 27-pound cat. I love catching cats. I know people don't, but look, listen, I know they look ugly and they're smelly and they're slimy, but that fight is just insane. It really is. And for me, it doesn't get much better than that. And another thing that stands out for me this year was the Parker Baits Open Day 2023. Now, in 2022, I went as a customer. In 2023, I went as an ambassador. So to be asked to be part of the team was, I had no hesitations when Ben asked me to be part of the team, because I knew Ben from before Parker Baits started. I knew how passionate he was about the things that he does, not just in his fishing, but he's a very passionate guy. When he gets an idea in his head, he runs with it. You know, he's that kind of guy that will just keep working and working and working until he makes it happen. And that's exactly what he's doing with Parker Baits, because it is growing and growing and growing, and it is taking off. And to be quite honest with you, obviously I've been using Parker Baits since I started carp fishing. I've had a lot of nice carp on it. You see the catch reports, and again, Parker Baits, they don't pull the wool over your eyes. They tell you exactly how the bait is made. You know, you can go down the factory anytime you want, and they'll show you the ingredients or how it's made, or, you know, they won't beat around the edges. They'll tell you exactly how it is. They'll answer all your questions. And not only are they good, honest people, they're actually really nice guys as well. So not only working with them in a sort of ambassador role, but just as good mates as well. Like, they're really good people. So yeah, the open day was brilliant. I met a lot of you guys as well, got a lot of photos, did a bit of fishing, you know, good food from Sean, and everybody had a good time. So that was awesome. Now, another session that really stands out for me, and this is probably up there with my top 2 of the year, was the B1 trip that I did after the Parker Baits social, because I was really gutted that I couldn't make it on the social due to work. And funny enough, the way that it fell, I was able to do the 24 hours after the social finished. So I thought, you know what, the boys have been on there, I know what time it's finishing, I'm going to go up there and jump on whilst I know I'm going to get a space. And the good thing is as well, is like, I could see where the fish were coming out. I could talk to the other guys, the other ambassadors. You know, where are the fish holding up? What are they coming out on? Are they up in the water? Are they taking bottom baits? Are solid bags working? Match the hatch? Like, you know, and I jumped in Lewis Smith's swim because Lewis Smith absolutely tore it up on that. And in fact, Corey was fishing just around the corner as well, and he had a few fish. So obviously I went straight to where the fish were, fish jigs, and that's when I caught my first 30 on that zig. That is a moment that I won't forget. It's what I would say is it's nice to sort of and this is why St John's is up there for me, because when you're catching fish like that, you want to be catching it with your mates, you want to be catching it with people that you get on with, that you know, that you like, you know, that you're fishing with. And on that B1 sort of trip, I was sort of on my own. So, you know, all the Parker Baits boys had left the social, I was there on my own, and it was nice to have that fish, but at the same time I was a little bit upset that nobody was there with me to sort of live that moment with me. I also backed it up with my PB common. Everybody that knows me knows I love a common. Commons, that I would love to catch a £30 common. But yeah, 27.8 that common was. It was beautiful. It's my Facebook picture in my background on my South Coast Angler channel. But yeah, that fish for me, it kind of, does it pick my 230s? I kind of think it does. I know it's not a 30, but it's my highest common, and I love a common. So yeah, I just think that fish was beautiful. But yeah, two absolute banging fish in a 24-hour session. That was one to remember. Not only that, I went back to Linear for the Oxley social, the Parker Bates Oxley social. Now, because I've missed out on the B1 social, I was adamant I was going to get to this Oxley social. So I said to work, look, I'm putting my holidays in, I'm having the time off, I'm going down to Oxley's. And I did, and I'm so happy that I did, because I felt like after what had happened at Big Haze like earlier in the year when I met Tom and Callum, I blanked we did 2 nights, and it was definitely one to forget. I don't really want to remember that session. If it wasn't for Tom and Callum, then that would have been a complete waste of time. But so the Oxley social, I was really keen to sort of like redeem myself, and I pulled peg 30, and I was a bit sort of like, not really sure if I like that, but it soon became clear that actually I should have been quite happy with peg 30. It fished pretty well. I say pretty well, I had 2 fish out. My neighbour had 4 or 5 fish out. My other neighbour had a couple of fish out, so the fish were coming out where I was. I also caught my second 30 of the year, so it was back-to-back 30s at Linear. And yeah, and I think I backed it up with a low 20, but that was, again, another brilliant session, another big fish, and definitely one that I'm going to take with me moving forward into next year, because the experience that I gain, not only catching those fish, but fishing with other people that, you know, are around me, that have been doing it longer than me, that can teach me things. And that's what the Parker Bates boys are brilliant at. They're good at telling, you know, if ever you need any advice or help or whatever, you can go to them, and they'll give you their perspective or their point of view, and they'll show you how you can improve the way that you do things in their view. And you can sort of take what you want from it and sort of leave what you don't want from it, and it does make you a better angler, and I've learned that massively. Not only that, but David Macker had that absolute unit caught opposite me, the lake record. Unbelievable moment, and I just can't believe I was there when that happened. And finally, of course, Fishmas. Now, Fishmas, I've been watching YouTube and making YouTube videos, and I had older channels where I did sort of like vlogging style videos and stuff like that. I've been doing that for as long as I can remember. You know, when I was a teenager, I always thought to myself, you know, I watched these people that do these vlogging channels on YouTube, lifestyle vlogs and stuff, and there was a thing that some of the vloggers I used to watch did called Vlogmas, where they uploaded a new video every single day in December up until Christmas, and I thought, how can I incorporate that into my channel? And I wanted to be able to bring you 25 videos and call it Fishmas. So I know it is Vlogmas, but I thought, let's adapt it into my fishing YouTube channel and call it Fishmas. And that's exactly what I've done. And I just want to tell you right now, this month has been crazy for me, because making 25 videos in 25 days, even though I've pre-recorded some episodes, to be fair, I only pre-recorded 4 or 5 episodes. So every other episode I've been like trying to smash it out. And I've been going to bed every night, editing videos, like up until like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, getting up at 5:45 for work, and it's like I'm running on empty right now. So once Fishmas is over, don't get me wrong, I've enjoyed doing that, and that's why it's in my highlight for this video. I've loved Fishmas, honestly. The amount of new subscribers we've hit 2K subs now as well, and the amount of comments that people leave and messages that I get, just people saying that they're really enjoying my videos. And the beauty of it as well is, like, I'm not uploading videos where I'm catching 20, 30 pound carp. I might go and blank. I might go and catch a 5 pound carp. I might go and catch a 2 or 3 pound carp. I might make a video of my dad and my brother or my uncle. But I just love the whole, it's not, for me, it's not about, in this video, bang, is a 40 pound carp. I'd love to do that. Do you know what I mean? Of course I would love to do that. But it's not all about that. For me, it's about enjoying yourself, having a good time, making people that watch my videos laugh. I mean, I don't know if I'm that funny. I know a lot of people have messaged me saying that I do make them laugh, or that, you know, I am quite funny, but I don't know. I don't mean to sound like big-headed or nothing, but I do get messages of people saying that they enjoy my videos. So thank you to everybody that watches these. And yeah, let's get into my plans for 2024. So I have said in 2024, I will not be uploading as much as I have been in 2023, and that's true. And that's not because I'm falling out of love with YouTube. It's not because I'm falling out of love with fishing. It's not because I've got a girlfriend. Some people think, oh, he's got a girlfriend, he won't be up. I haven't. It's nothing to do with that. It's basically because I do not have any time to myself with the hours that I work, and a sort of shift pattern or whatever it is that I work. It's very, very difficult for me to be able to have time to myself. I never really have a day where I just switch my batteries off and recharge. You know, I'm always doing something, and it's not nice, it's not healthy, because there's certain things, you know, in life you have to do days where you need to run errands, or you need to go and do things around the house, or you want to see your mates, or you want to take a day out with a family. I can't do that because I'm either working or fishing, and then when I'm not doing that, I'm either sleeping or editing videos, and it's just too much. There's too much to do that. So what I am going to do is I'm still going to upload next year, but it probably won't be, well, it won't be every week. I'm hoping it'll be 1 to 2 times a month. But we'll see how we go. We'll just see how we go. Like I say, I've not fallen out of love with it. I still love doing what I'm doing, and I really do enjoy making the videos for you guys to watch. But in terms of my fishing, I do want to spend more time on my club, because the Secret Lake and the Doorstep Lake, I know I haven't fished them as much as I could have or should have this year. I want to make more of my money, and I want to try and work my way through the bigger fish, or the named fish, or, you know, I just want to catch some decent fish from those lakes, because I know they're in there. And when I go down there now, I don't really give it my all. I sort of go down on a whim, half-heartedly try and catch something. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's the sort of attitude I go down there with. But I want to start changing that around and going, actually, I'm going to go down there, I'm going to have this one today. Or I'm going to go down there, I'm going to do this today. Do you know what I mean? So I really want to focus more on my club waters. But outside of the club waters, I want to focus on not so many lakes. I know when I'm making videos, it's nice to bring you videos from different venues, different places. But I want to focus more on certain places. Shearwater, because it's beautiful. Limbrook, because it's not that far from me. It holds decent fish, and again, it's another awesome venue. And also, obviously, the hunt for Big Red will continue. So Todd Manor's Willowbank will definitely be up there as well. So Limbrook, Shearwater and Willowbank are the 3 waters I want to target next year, aside from my club waters. And finally, my targets for next year. I don't like setting targets. I'm not going to say a £40 carp, because it's mental. For me to even catch a £30 carp, that's what the target was for this year. But for me to even do that in my second year of carp fishing was mental. Couldn't believe that happened. But I really want a nice couple of cats again in 2024, because I love playing them. I love the fight. I just love the catfish. I really do. Obviously, Big Red is still on my list. It's going to be a target for next year. And also, I want to catch a grass carp next year, because I've never caught one. And yeah, I just like catching different species of fish. So yeah, a grass carp would be super, super cool. And there we go then, guys. Thank you very much for watching this one. Please like, subscribe, and I will see you. Oh my gosh, there's only like a couple more days left of Fishmas. Wow. Well, I'll see you tomorrow at 1 PM. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you, like I say, I'll see you tomorrow at 1 PM. It's getting closer, isn't it? It's nearly Christmas.